iNinja VPN. Protect yourself.
A popular saying is, nothing is ever lost on the internet. But what is something you have been searching for years and you haven't found it yet? This one comes from my mum, a Canadian or American based in Ontario, so we got any US channels, anti-smoking cartoon from the 70s or 80s where a guy is smoking and says, "I should quit. This will be my last cigarette if..." I see a woman in a fur coat, and one immediately walks by, so he says, "Wearing green shoes," and one does, and then, "Walking a dog on a diamond leash. Actually, it was a tiger." And then, when a woman in a fur coat wearing green shoes walking a tiger on a diamond leash walks by, he crushes his cigarette up and the tagline goes, "What will it take for you to quit?" An Antique Roadshow episode where the appraiser asked the owner if they had cleaned a priceless Milanese helm. They responded, "I hit it with a little lemon pledge," and the appraiser visibly shivers. I think this is why you can't find the episode. Looks like they pulled it. Priceless Milanese helm. Formerly priceless, it sounds like. There was a quote that I read on the title of a post that went something like, "Just because you've gone down 90% doesn't mean you can't go down another 90%. It's related to the stock market and can also apply to life. I've wanted to find out who said that for the longest. What colour is Groglin Grey? Grandfather always talked about painting his house Groglin Grey, but I can find no reference for it. Found a mention of Groglin Grey in some random book on Google Books. As dusk approaches, the sky becomes a certain colour grey. Might ye know the name of that colour? She shook her head. Why, that be called Groglin Grey, he answered smartly. Lol, I googled Groglin Grey and it brought me to this old Reddit thread where you commented the same thing. You've been looking for a long time. That song I can kinda hum but only know one word to, and to Google song lyrics plus love would clearly be ridiculous. An electronic copy of The Machine Gun Dealer's Bible, which I bet a co-worker years ago I could find. In an effort to prevent myself from owing him $5, I am still looking for it. Back in the 2000s, I was eagerly awaiting the release of the latest Harry Potter book. At the time, there was a theory going around that a copy of the book was released for Bush's kids to read or something like that, and it had leaked onto the internet. This led to teenage me searching high and low for it, and finally coming across a downloadable 600-plus page book. I spent days reading it on my family's PC. It was amazing, and I had it early. It wasn't till Harry and Ginny had sex together for the first time that I realized I was probably not reading the real book. Still, it was good. I finished the book and was shocked when the real one came out and shared a lot of similar storyline, minus the sex, of course. My first dip into fanfic. In 2003, there was a commercial for, I think, E-Trade, where a CEO retires and hands the company over to his stoner bro grandson, whose entire press conference is him saying, "I'm so stoked." Everyone dumps the stock immediately, and the ad was about how quickly you could trade using E-Trade. My family loved that commercial to the point where we had shirts made up that said, "I'm so stoked." I have looked through a lot of commercial compilations on YouTube, but have still never found that ad. Didn't find the commercial, but I did find an old forum post searching for the same thing. Either you've been searching for a long time, or you're not the only one wondering. Around 1999, I had borrowed a digital camera from school and took a lot of pictures of friends and stuff. It was back when people really didn't carry around cameras except for special activities. I remember uploading them to my brother's university Unix shell account to share with some people, but when he graduated and that account closed, I lost access and didn't have any backups. I've been there, man. I was doing some data recovery on my mother's old computer after she passed away and came across a partial backup I don't remember making of a memory card I'd lost back in 1999. Handful of pictures of my friends and I that I'd been sure were gone for good. Just wish I had the rest. I tried to find the browser games I played when I was a kid. Some of them no longer exist. I sank an embarrassing amount of hours into Flash games as a kid in the early 2000s. I remember a website called Addicting Games, which would post new games every day/week or something. The internet before big streaming sites like YouTube was weird. All the shitty Fruity Loops music I made in my early 20s that was on MySpace. There was this game on Windows 3.1 similar to the board game Life. You allocated time each day to studies, work, and rec in order not to end up a bum on the street or dead. Could it be Jones in the Fast Lane? Here is a video about it by LGR. This video I think I found on Vimeo of these guys working at a bong shipping facility. Apparently a customer requested a video of the process of putting together their new order for shipping. These two guys put together a great video with them dancing to Maniac by Michael Sembolo throughout it. I'd love anyone who can find what I'm talking about. Where the quote, "I wanted 16 candles, Molly Ringwald, not pretty in pink, Molly Ringwald," comes from. All through school they taught us you can never truly delete anything online, and even if you delete it, someone can still find it. Well, this may be true if you seriously pissed off a master computer hacker, but for the average person, this claim is completely BS. Around 12 to 13 years ago, I got into StumbleUpon, which was a Firefox extension that adds a button to your screen that takes you to a random page that someone marked as interesting. 12 to 13 years ago, I got into StumbleUpon. I can't help you, but wanted to relate. StumbleUpon was revolutionary in the late noughties, especially since you could tick off the kind of content you're into and then take off clicking without any kind of community surrounding the content curation. The full series of Pirates of Darkwater. Edit. For those posting torrent links, I appreciate it, but I'm on mobile as my laptop is DOA. Edit 2. Apparently I can torrent on my phone, so I will have to get an SD card with a lot of storage and check this out ASAP. Edit 3. Wow, thanks everybody, this is officially my highest upvoted comment ever. A short comedy sketch where a guy dies after calling in sick to work. Con Air was on the TV when detectives found the body, so they assumed he was a massive Nicolas Cage fan, and the dead guy has to watch all his friends judge his love of Nicolas Cage from the afterlife. Then his guardian angel appears in the form God thinks he'd love most, Nicolas Cage from Con Air. I used to watch it all the time years ago, and now can't find it anywhere. A flash animation video of O.J. Simpson playing golf and killing small animals talking about how the liberal media has besmirched his name. Yo, this girl posted to Reddit years and years ago about having to be hospitalized because she used a spicy sausage to masturbate with. I have no idea how to find that. A computer game I played as a kid. I remember very little of it, but it was one of the things I remember most of my childhood. This would have been circa the mid-90s, Windows 95 era, and it was a ROM game or something that came with the computer. All it was these little scenes you could choose, and then you click on different things and they become animated. The one I remember most was a creepy castle scene. You click on a window and a pair of red eyes appeared in it. You click the sky and there'd be thunder and lightning. This reminds me of Launchpad Desktop for Kids, which my mother installed on my computer at some point. Here's a video I found on YouTube that might have the scene. I'd watch it myself, but I need to get back to work. The video of that news anchor / show host lady who committed suicide live on air in the 80s. Also, the music video to Svemerka by Senna M. That one porn video. Yeah, it's not fun to admit it, but there is a certain porn video that I haven't been able to find in years. It may not be what you're looking for, but have you tried reading the Bible?